It's your boy XenHouse from the XenHouse podcast. If you like our content, like, subscribe, share. We're available on YouTube, Apple, Spotify. If you have anything you want us to talk about, anything we missed, comment below.
I can't move the way I used to, had to call the audible. I put in the work, no humble flex. And talk of the town, you see who next. They on checkers, I'm on chess. Had to hit up with the X. XenHouse.
This is the XenHouse podcast. This is episode 62.
62.
62.
We're here.
A dog was 62, right?
We know somebody that was 62.
Vlad Ducasi.
Vlad, shout out to Vlad, yo. Haven't seen Vlad in years.
Man, where the hell you been at?
But he
Sick
lived
of
40
you.
minutes away.
Yeah. Go upside your head like I
Vlad.
did in high school.
Yo, you got 24 hours to respond, yo.
Ugly self.
On the XenHouse podcast, we like to connect fitness, community, and culture and merge it with mind, body, soul. It's your boy, Des Hines.
It's your boy, A. Joe.
It's your boy Ross B.
All right, he normal again.
He back.
He's back. All right,
Ross is back.
Ross
My
is back.
fault, guys.
Yep.
Fell off for a little bit.
No, you ain't fall off. You was just somebody else.
I zoned out.
I don't know. We got a special guest today. He's from Stanford. He's from the town. He works in sanitation. He's an athlete. He takes pictures. He does video content. He's one of our friends. He's one of our homies. His story is amazing. He's from the community, fitness, culture. The one and only Phil D'Amico.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Big
Thanks
dog.
for having me.
Welcome.
Yo, thanks for
We're
having
here,
me.
boy.
Appreciate you.
That boy made
Thank
it.
you. Yep, thank
Good
you.
to
We
see you,
talked
my
about
guy.
this. I'm glad we were able to make it happen for
Of
sure.
course,
We
of
spoke
course.
Honored, you know,
Thursday.
I've always looked up to you guys for sure in that fitness way.
Sir,
Taking
appreciate
you
it.
guys taking me in and embracing me and working me out back when we were just talking about Blue Streak, you know, it was pivotal. So I appreciate it and I'm
We
glad
here,
to be
man.
here for sure.
We here.
Definitely.
So for the people that don't know who you are, Phil, please just tell us a little bit about where you're from, where you went to school, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I grew up in Stanford, town raised. I kind of did the high school. I did all the high school. So I started at Trinity, 2 quarters, and then I transferred over to West Hill. When I was over at West Hill, I stayed there till junior year. Had the little slip up after West Hill. Coming back, wasn't sure if I was going to be eligible to play over there and stuff. So what we did was we sat down with the director of athletics. And we ended up transferring over to Stanford High, is where I finished. That's where I met Coach Kelly. And I seen that last episode. And he's
Yeah,
great, man. He
that's a
really
good
is.
guy.
That dude took me in with open arms, man, and in a tough time for me. So he really embraced me and took me in. So Stanford High was special to me in that sense, you know, because that was a time where I felt like I was being tossed around a little bit, you know, with parents, friends, even coaches, you know what I mean? When things weren't going right, it was tough. So being able to go over to Stanford High was huge. So that was my journey in high school. And then like I was telling Pierre earlier, I got right into work a year after high school. This is when I started taking out the garbage. I didn't make the grades to get into college, unfortunately. I wasn't focused. And that was my biggest thing, was like, to my turnaround was like, all right, you know, it created like an ultimate chip on my shoulder from not doing the right thing when you were young, you know? And getting into coaching, aside from working at the garbage job, my biggest thing with the kids was like, you know, taking an opportunity with that 4-year window of high school.
Right.
And like just having the right mindset, creating the right habits, and like ultimately putting yourself around the right people. You know, like that was the biggest thing for me. After I've been doing garbage for 12 years now, it's crazy how it
time
flew
flies.
by,
Like it
you
just
know,
started.
Monday
Remember when
through
it first
Friday,
started?
waking up at 3:30 every day. You know, it was tough, built a lot of character. I'm really grateful for it at this point in my life. And yeah, you know, I just every day I wake up, just try to be positive, inspire, and you know, I love the gym, man. That was my therapy through, you know, the tough times. Even, you know, being around guys like you, seeing you guys do it, it's just like, look what you guys built here. You know, it's a beautiful thing. It's powerful. I remember speaking to you guys back in Blue Streak. You guys used to cultivate this dream, and like for you guys to stick together and really execute to make it happen, it's impressive. You know, it really is, and it also gives hope to people that they can do it too.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's not easy to be in business with friends and stuff. Like I'm sure you guys experience tough times too, like just like anything else. But like to be able to stick together through the tough times and like I said, build something like this.
During COVID.
During COVID is awesome for the community. I mean, like think about the kids that are lucky to have you guys. You know, like genuine good guys that been there and done it. I
Mhm.
mean, how many people can say that they made it all the way? You know what I'm saying? Maybe like 1%.
Yeah. It's
Like
tough.
that, it's a beautiful thing. How many people from the town did make it all the way?
Mhm.
Right.
You know, so it's a special thing. And
Yeah.
I already know off the bat because I was one of them that kids come up to you and just like, I want to be around him. You know, I want
Yep.
to listen to him. He knows what he's doing.
Yep.
So something like this is imperative for athletes, you know, growing. And that's all we try to do as coaches, man. It's just like,
Be there.
we want kids to learn from our mistakes and,
Mm-hmm.
and do what's right. So where I'm at right now, man, is just the gym getting better and just trying to help everybody around me, not only just kids, like everybody. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Touching up on that piece a little bit. Obviously during COVID, like everything was shut down, and you know what? One thing that made me kind of wanted to just support just my community was you and Jeff Desir. You know, you guys had One Up going, and a lot of people may not know this, but
Yo, shout out Jeff, man. That
Yeah.
was an amazing
That
time,
was an
dude.
amazing
Yeah,
time.
it was.
you know, for us, for a community. But, you know, you had those kids, right, in your backyard. You could talk about it a little bit more, but, you know, I just remember seeing it and talking to Jeff about it and seeing how you literally he turned his backyard literally into
a-
like a mini training facility.
Yeah, that was
You know,
crazy, man.
We spoke about it. I saw it, but, you know, he was moving everything.
Mm.
You know, he was setting up little sand pits. They had,
It was
you
crazy.
know, strength training going. They
They weren't
had
messing
basketball
around.
training
Yeah, it was
going.
good.
But
Creative excellence.
yeah, it was just like, you know, something that was super important for a lot of people who just didn't have a lot at that moment.
Mhm.
You know, and I could have sent my nephew anywhere, you know, but I reached out to these guys and I said, listen, like, you know, my nephew needs this right now. So like, how can we make this work? And luckily I was able to figure it out and they welcomed us and he was up there working, you know, but like what during that time, I know Jeff obviously came to you, but what made you decide, I'm gonna do this at my crib and trust that many people to come, you know, to
It's a good story.
Yeah, that's
That's
tough.
a lot.
You don't
We
know
had
a lot of
60
people.
62 families, man.
62
Yeah.
families. So
On
like,
a dead end road at, you know,
That's
8, 7,
wild.
8 in the morning.
And how
Neighbors
did-
were like, what the hell's going on? I can't even get out the driveway. You
Right.
know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
and how does your mom?
Oh,
how did you
man,
get
it
your
was
mom
tough.
to sign off
It
on
was
that?
tough. You know, she loved what we were doing, but like at the same time, it was killing her because she worked. My mom, you know, shout out my mom, man. You know, she's great. I'm so fortunate to be close the way I am to her today, and she works really hard. So like she runs a couple different entities, and her piece is at home. You know, so she likes to come home and kick back.
Relax,
And
yeah.
we ruined the yard. Like the grass was dead. Like
Yeah.
it was nuts. People in and out of the house all day. But how that happened was amazing, dude. So it was during COVID. Everything was shut down. And me, Chris Evans, Jeff, we all coached at the JCC
Mhm.
together. So like just, you know, we always used to BS around and talk about like, you know, one day we need our own program. We start our own stuff. Everybody had their own dream of starting something themselves, you know, just like we just talked about.
Mhm.
And so when COVID was shut down, I just had my routine. I was working out. I put a couple weights by the pool and stuff. And like I'd wake up, go work out in the morning. I think it was like a Saturday morning. I was out there. It was like 8 in the morning. Chris Evans called me.
Mm.
And he's like, yo, I'm about to come through with a couple kids. We'll work out and then play some ball. I think he
That
had like
sounds
5 or
about-
6.
that sounds
Yo,
about
listen,
right.
this
That
is
sounds like
how-
exactly- that's crazy.
Yo, the stars lined up. Like this is crazy how it happened. This is the truth, God's honest truth. So Chris called me up. He's like, yo, I'm about to pull up with like 5 or 6 guys. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. Like, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like they came, they worked out, and then we were playing a little pickup after. And Jeff just happened to call me that day. Jeff's like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, I'm in your area. I'm about to stop by. I'm like, yeah, definitely stop by. Come
Mhm.
by. You got to see this. You know, so Jeff walked into the backyard. I swear to you, Al, his eyes just
He was
like he seen like the kids working out. They were hooping. Like we were just looking at each other like, oh man, like we got it. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to push this. And like 2 weeks later, dude, we start like within 2 weeks of that day, we started the free week. We sat down, we planned it out. We were like, yo, we could do this.
Mhm.
You know, they could round the guys up. They had the kids.
Right.
They had all the kids. They had all the resources to bring those guys there. And so next thing you know, dude, we had a week of free training. And we turned the tennis court into a basketball court. I invested some money in turning, and that was always my dream as a kid. So it was special to me because we had the tennis court back there with 2 hoops on it. But like as I was saying, I love basketball. You guys know I love playing basketball. I always used to dream about having a 3-point line out there. I'm shooting around on a tennis court, which is, you know, I was blessed and fortunate to have. But yeah, to see that turned into a basketball court, and it was like a dream come. I was like, the little kid in me was screaming, man. I remember they was lining that court. I'm like, damn, I always wanted this. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
actually happening.
Yeah, it's actually happening. And then the next thing you know, man, we had 11 weeks of just 62 families. We had all the kids coming up. But you know what was beautiful and like the reason why it really was successful the way it was, like we didn't expect it to like
Blow up.
boom like that, bro. We were getting called, like I was getting calls, people all over. It was like the talk of the town at the time, man. It was unreal. But
you guys turned it into a whole tournament. Right?
yeah, dude, we were just able to optimize the whole thing, man. The sand pit, you know, turning that into the sand pit, having the weights, and like, you know, what we did was merge fitness with sports, you know, and there wasn't too many programs that were doing that.
Yep.
You know, so we had a lot of guys. My first thing, you know, I called all my boys that I work out with, like I wanted to cultivate something for my boy, like all of us, you know what I mean? And I learned a lot of lessons that came with that. But to see the kids up there working out, I remember like the first week, man, and this is the middle of the summer too. It's like 90 degrees on a blacktop, 95 degrees on a blacktop. You got, you know, 5th graders and 6th graders out there, like, yo, kids was about to faint. You know what I'm saying?
Sweating.
We had the cool down station. We made
it
it very, you know, we did it as professional as we could. We had the water station, the cool down station. We had everybody sign a waiver. Yep. Just in case anything happened. Luckily, nothing bad happened. And this is in the middle of COVID. You know, people were this was a crazy time. People were acting a little wild. We didn't have no masks back there.
Right.
We were outside, and like we were blessed to not catch any heat for that. You know, because at that time, you wasn't wearing a mask. You was like the enemy of the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and but you know, when I realized we had something, it was just like I remember one day, like it was a grandfather that came to pick up his daughter, and this dude's jaw was just on the ground. He was just like, man. And he came like in like khakis, whatever. Then the next time he came to pick up his granddaughter, he was wearing shorts and sneakers, and he was like, yo, if I had this when I was young, like it'd have been amazing. So being able to touch all aspects of life, it was intriguing. And I was so grateful to be a part of it. You know, if it wasn't for Jeff and Chris, like it would have never happened.
Yep. Right.
You know, the fact that they came together and wanted to bring me in, it was awesome, dude. Because like I said, being the athlete that messed up and not doing the right thing, I was able to, but that's where I lacked too, is like my confidence was that I didn't go and do it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't play.
Thought about it too much.
Yeah, like I wasn't confident because you know, Chris overseas, Jeff overseas, like they played at a really high level. They went and did the right thing. So like ultimately, like that's who they are. They are basketball players. You know, like me, I love the game. I love sports and stuff, but like I didn't get to that level. So I felt like whenever I was working with kids, like it was in my head though. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a great connection with the kids, and that's where I realized that, all right, maybe I'm not the skills coach or whatever, but like I know I can connect to these kids and inspire them in the right way. You know, more of like a life coach. You know,
Absolutely.
These guys know what to do, how to do it. I know what not to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I can identify like the patterns of, you know, going the wrong way, and like that's where I want to step in. Like and being in my backyard, there was no overhang. We didn't have to pay nobody. So the beauty of that was like we were able to put our hands in the neighborhood and get kids up there that needed it, that maybe not so necessarily could afford it. And it was a beautiful thing to be able to help people like that. And like that's where I wanted to step in, was like, all right, if we had a kid that, you know, had troubled background or was going down the wrong path, like I was perfect for that. You know what I'm saying?
And you need that for, you know, any training facility. Like we all have our different perspectives on things, and like, you know, you'll hear one of us telling a story, and then somebody else will come into it, and we'll give a whole another, you know, perspective.
Yeah.
So it's like
that's the beauty of
the
it.
same story.
Same story. Yeah.
Like, you know, we just went down to UNC. He'll tell you a different story. He'll tell you a different story, and I got a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But like that's how it's supposed to work. That's a part of a team.
Yeah.
Right. So like, and also what was cool is I enjoyed that you guys had tournaments too. You know, like nuts. At the end of the season. So, or at the end of the camp.
Yeah.
You could go more in depth into it, but we drove all the way up to like
Heroy.
Yeah.
The border. That's the borderline. Yeah.
Deep up High Ridge. And you know, you had a whole tournament going, had pizza, had drinks.
That's dope.
And it was super cool to see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was really fortunate for that day to go the way it did. It was perfect. I remember after that tournament, me and Jeff sat on the couch. We looked at each other because like that was the end game of that summer. You know, like once the tournament was over, like we completed the summer, and like we looked at each other. I remember, I'll never forget it. We were like, we just did it. You know, we did it. We made it happen. And the efforts were impeccable, not only from the coaches, but from the parents and the support system that we had around us. It was just, like I said, the stars aligned. I'm super grateful for it. The basketball tournament was awesome. there was a lot of talent out there, man.
Mhm.
You know, kids were, you know, dunking and throwing alley oops, and like you seen some high level performances. And it was just like sitting back, I was so just like captivated, like, wow, like this is really going on.
The
You know, having
competition came out.
raffles, you know, one of the parents had his Maserati parked by the court. It was
Mhm.
like, yo,
It
it
was
was like,
dope.
yeah,
What
it was
is
cool,
happening?
man. Yeah, it was cool, bro. It was really cool.
That's dope.
It was fun, man. It was a really good time. And I wouldn't change nothing for, you know, it's unfortunate that it wasn't sustainable in the
Mhm.
backyard,
Yeah.
you know, and it was really tough. You know, that was one thing too, is like once we realized that we weren't going to be doing it in the backyard, finding a home for it was not easy. You know, you would think that within the community and the town that you get a lot of support from, like, nah,
Stuff.
there's a lot of politics behind it,
Yeah.
and it's really disheartening. And I don't want to lean into it too much, but yeah, to really understand that side of the sports community within the town was like, it was a little disgusting, you know. Like we
Yeah.
tried really hard, and like, bro, we weren't after people's money, man. Like
You're
I
just
said, like
trying to
we
find a
want
home.
Giving
to.
opportunities.
We want to build athletes. We want to get kids, like a guy like me. Like, bro, I don't want to see a kid, you know, feel the weight of regret that I did at a young age because they just didn't have the proper guidance. So ultimately, I wanted to turn myself into the person that I needed, and when I was young. And so, like, looking for a spot, it was just like, damn, like, we just want to help kids, man. You know, why is nobody
Mhm.
really trying to work with us here?
Mhm.
And it all came
That's how
down
it
to
happens.
capital, bro. The
Yeah.
That's
money.
all it
That's
is.
all
Mhm.
it is
It's all
this.
about
You
the
know?
It's all
business.
about that.
So all right, we took a couple steps back, but like, you know, coming back around, you build some good capital. Nobody can tell me what to do.
Right.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So like, we'll see what happens down the line. I know Jeff's still doing it at the Greek church. I love everything that he's got going on for himself. Like he never gave up that dream, you know?
Mhm.
It became real tough for me too with the garbage because, bro, I'm waking up at 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. I'm going to do a full physical garbage route.
And
Let me
then
tell
you
you.
go do that.
And then I'd get home and I'm in the backyard working out in the sun, bringing energy. You guys know what it is as
Right.
coaches to motivate. And then it, like, bro,
And you're
like,
running on
if
E.
you not running on E, bro, some days I'll be forgetting to eat. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then that ends at 6. We close everything down. Now you're talking about I gotta do laundry and dishes and life. Like, come on, man.
And
Like,
then
this
do
is
it
crazy.
all again.
I don't even
tomorrow.
drink. I was having drinks of tequila last night. But I'm sitting
You
staring
sound
into
like
space.
Alex.
I ain't even talk for 2
Yeah.
hours. Just like, yo, this
Yeah.
is crazy. But like, that's a blessing to
Yeah.
have that on your plate. You know, the
Yeah.
goal was to eat, and you know, anything worthwhile. You know, if
Yeah.
it was easy, everybody would do it. It's
That's a
not
fact.
easy. You know, you
Gotta
gotta really,
sacrifice.
you gotta push yourself through tough times like that. But coming out of it, yeah, I had to make a decision where like I had to pick, you know, either one up or like my job. It was just too much with the
Mhm.
hours and stuff, and so I took a step back, and that was tough too, man. Let me tell you, like not being a part of it, and it was my decision wholeheartedly. But yo, bro, I felt like a quitter. You know what I'm saying? For something that we had that was so,
Yeah.
you know, awesome.
Could
It
always
was like a
bring it
dream
back.
come true. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That brought a dark little spot in my mind. Like, damn, I feel like I'm giving up on my dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And to even be in that spot was crazy. And but like Jeff is great, you know, and Chris ended up moving down to
Mhm.
where is it? I think he's in Carolina, maybe
North Carolina.
Yeah,
yeah.
South
North
Carolina,
Carolina.
North,
One of
yeah,
those.
one of the two. And one thing I noticed about him too is just his product is so good. Jeff and Chris's product of training basketball is so good because look at Chris. Chris goes down to a whole new state, brings
Still.
himself down there, and he's just automatically an asset in the high schools with the kids. Coach a high school, like he didn't need to know anybody. He just brought
So
himself and
happens
his
when you have a
product.
passion.
That's passion.
go
you know?
anywhere in
He
the
could go
world.
anywhere in the world and bring it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And that's when you know it's real. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he needed a handout or an opportunity. Nah, he showed up.
He showed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, so
So I want to rewind a little bit. So we talked about you went to Trinity, and you went to West Hill, and you said you got into some trouble.
yeah.
So I want to just talk about mentally where you were at that time when you got in trouble, and then where it brought you
Yeah.
right after.
Well,
Or-
my fault. Do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I don't
so
mind talking about
Can
it,
you
yeah.
can you talk about that and then go into that?
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, high school, I was just kind of like, there was no excuses or nothing. My parents were going through a pretty rough divorce. I didn't have a lot of structure for myself or discipline. I was kind of all over the place, definitely hanging out with the wrong crews and putting myself in the wrong environments. Ultimately, I was just trying to be something that I wasn't. I wasn't really living my genuine self.
Mhm.
You know, I was trying to be something that I wasn't. And to be able to identify that now is crucial. And it helped me embrace the authenticity that I have today. But yeah, man, it's totally misguided. Living so many different houses, dude. Like grandma, aunt, friend, mom, dad, like all over the place, bro. You
Yeah.
know, constantly on the go. And like to even try to think about me focusing on school at that time was crazy. So I ended up, getting arrested for something pretty severe. First arrest, junior year, I got 90 days of incarceration, 5 years probation, 10 years suspended sentence, 1,000 hours community service, 6 months drug and alcohol programs, 3.5 years on house arrest, which was brutal as a 17-year-old,
Yep.
16, 17-year-old.
Yep.
You see your friends,
Doing
no
everything.
prom and
Yep,
like
you
me,
can't do
like,
any of that.
I'm in the crib.
Sports,
I'm in the crib.
everything.
I was
Yeah.
on COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like lockdown.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I remember COVID came around. Like damn, like I
Yeah.
already lived this,
That's
bro.
funny.
Like, this is not it, bro.
Phil
It's
had
not
a
it.
pre-COVID before
Yo,
COVID.
bro. So it was tough and like, dude, there was a lot of like negativity that came with it. A lot of I was, like I said, tossed aside, family, friends, coaches, like they were like, he's done, he's garbage. You know what I mean? But I also had the coaches that like,
Kept trying.
one tried to save me before it happened. I'll never forget it. I still, to this day, when I see him, I look them in the eyes, thank him, tell him I love him. Because like it made me really understand the power of a coach
Mhm.
and like the influence that they could have. Like they didn't give up. And then there was coaches that like to this day still walk by me, don't say nothing, And like these are coaches that I cared about, you know.
Right.
And like as a kid, it sucks.
Yep.
But like there's a deep level of acceptance that came because ultimately these are decisions that I made,
Yep.
you
Right.
know. So there was that, and it ultimately just put like an indomitable fire up. Because now it's like I didn't live my potential. I always knew I was a good athlete. I could have, I'm not saying I'm no pro athlete, but I know I could have got to the college level if I focused.
Yep.
I don't know what level of college, but I remember I know wholeheartedly that if I focused and like if I was who I am today back then, I could have given myself a way better opportunity. And even just going to school and getting a degree,
Yeah, right.
something
Yeah,
like that's the most important. Is like
you
I
can
didn't-
still do it.
yeah, I know, but like I'm invested with the government, and I'm happy right now. You
Right.
know, I'm really
Yep.
happy how everything's going. I'm proud to be where I am. There's no regrets. I wouldn't go back and change it. As crazy as that sounds,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't jeopadize who I am today to go back and play some sports or maybe get a degree because, like you said, I could do it today. I could go
Right.
playing sports. It don't matter. I play sports for fun. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I enjoy. I still play ball and stuff. Like that's just lifestyle. That's just who I am. So like I wouldn't jeopardize who I am today to just go get a couple years of playing.
No.
But ultimately, that's what drove me into coaching. Like coming back home, I remember I was working out because I had my routine. I would work out and go play some basketball. I was over at the JCC one day, and shout out Mo Concepcion. I still play ball with him Wednesday nights, but he was pivotal too. I remember I was in the JCC, shooting around, and this is where the JCC is where I met Jeff and Chris. So it's like it all happens for a reason. I'm in the JCC shooting around, 16, 17, had an ankle bracelet on. And like, that was crazy too. Walking around with that was just like, I mortified myself. I was embarrassed. And like, he came up to me and he was just like, I got an opportunity for you. He's like, we need a coach. He's like, I think this would be good for you. You go work with the kids, this and that. And like, in my head at the time, I was young. I'm like, oh, boom, I get off house arrest early. Maybe I'll get off early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the judge will see I'm doing something good. Probation see I'm doing something well. And ultimately, I just found passion with it, dude. Next thing you know, I won a couple championships at the youth level. I see the kids gravitating to me, and I kind of just naturally had a niche for it. Like it's just something that I was good at, and it just drove me down this self betterment path. Like really wanting the best for myself, and it's never too late to live your potential, man.
Yeah. So at first, you saw the opportunity as you getting off the ankle bracelet,
like,
and you
still
truly
thinking
felt,
the wrong way, like
But you need, those are lessons, right? Like we always talk about just owning this, right? There's no amount of books that could teach us for the experiences that we're
You had to
learning
go
as
through
we
that.
go.
Yeah,
And like that was an experience for you,
Yeah.
right? You were thinking about you selfishly, and then you became selfless, like through the
that,
process.
through the
You see what I'm
process.
saying?
Yeah,
So it all happened.
for a reason,
That's it.
100%.
So can you also talk about this? So we're taught from a young age, go to school, go to college, earn a degree, get a job. That order, that's what's pushed. Can you talk about your journey being a little different? After high school, you start working and working in sanitation. People don't know what that entails and the benefits that come with that. And that's like a job that
It's a tough job.
it's a tough job.
It's a
but
very tough
It's
job.
a good job.
It's a
to
good
have.
job. It's very,
Yeah.
it's secure. Garbage is always going to need to be taken out.
Yeah.
It's different. It's a different lifestyle. Waking up those waking hours like that, 3:30 every day. It builds a certain level of discipline and character within you. You know, you see me out here
Mhm.
on the truck, pouring rain, 3:30 in the morning. It's raining out. It's freezing out. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I want to go home. And then, you know, ultimately it just, again, just added on to my discipline and stuff. You know, the job, could I be making more money for myself? I feel a lot more potential but like I'm still getting there. It's
Yeah.
like a journey. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? It's not something I want to do for the rest of my life. I don't love it, but I do it like I love it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I ultimately always felt like, man, if I could get paid for my performance at garbage, I'll be the highest paid garbage man you
Right.
can find. Well, there ain't no doubt. Like, there ain't
You're
no
having a
doubt.
good time.
Yeah, like, but you know, it's salary capped out. You know, I get my little bit of overtime, but it's great because I was able to start a pension early. So I've been putting
Yep.
away for a pension 12 years, starting at 17, pounding it every week. And so like one day that'll be nice, but like ultimately I want more for myself. I want a lot. I feel a lot for myself, you know, but I still got to try and figure out how I'm going to get there and what I'm going to do.
Yep.
I've been enjoying the photography and videography. I had a good talk with Pierre, and I definitely want to embrace that and embark down that path a little bit more because, you know, being around sports and being able to create, it's like an art, man.
Yeah.
You know, for real. Like
It is.
I'm sure Pierre would agree. Like, you could put a camera in anybody's hands, you know, and tell them to shoot the same thing. Just like you could put a blank canvas in front of all of us right now, tell us to draw the same thing. It's all going to come out different.
Different.
You know, we all put our creative aspect on it. And so ultimately, yeah, man, I'm rolling with the punches. Ultimately, if I wanted to leave my job and go do something else, I could do that.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm good. Like
Mhm.
I'm happy right now. I
Yep.
want to put in because I could be retired with that job by 40 years old. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Pension, fully vested, like good. I'm chilling. Now I just got to figure out what I'm going to do next. You
Next,
know, I want to make
right.
the right investments. You know, build the right portfolios to sustain, you know, a window of time where I can figure out what I'm doing. Still at a young age, 40 still, you know what I mean? Like I used to
Yeah.
think like 30 was old.
All the
Now like
time.
we're here and it's like,
Getting
Yeah.
there, boy.
but the gym, it's the gym
Mhm.
that's going to keep you young.
young.
We talked about it, the old car. You
Yep.
take care of the old car. You're just
gonna
going to
last
still
for a
run. It's going to
long
look
time.
good. It's going to run. It'll be straight till the wheels fall off.
That's it.
So like when I started working out, I used to look at it as like, oh, I want a six pack or oh, I want some muscles or whatever, you know, very basic
General.
stuff. General, yeah, low, like the thought of it was just very low. And then again, it went into like, all right, this is making me feel good during the
Mhm.
tough, dark time. That was my escape. Cause like, yeah, man, like, you know, anxiety and depression and all that stuff at a young age. Like I know it's a lot more talked about now, but like, dude, there was days like when I was going through my stuff, I thought my life was over. But when I was in the gym, like I was able to I was persevering through the gym and fitness. And yeah, bro, there'd be days I'll be sitting on my couch just staring into space, like, damn, like what the hell did I do? You know? And fitness was able to like really pull me out of that. So once I got a taste for that, it was just blood. And now I'm at the point now with fitness, it's like longevity and health. Like I enjoy this because I feel great. I can
Absolutely.
still move. I'm playing like, bro, I'm playing good for myself right now. I feel good. I'm running fast. I'm still really mobile. And I don't want to give up that hope of feeling like this is going to, you know, I
Yeah,
want to
can't do
run.
this
Yeah,
anymore.
you know, I'm going to keep this going as long as I
Yep.
could. And the only thing that's going to do it is the gym and the diet, you know?
Yep.
Mhm.
So that's where I'm at with the gym now. It's like brushing my teeth. You know, I got to go.
You have to do it.
Yeah, it's not a what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a chore. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's not.
That's
I
a
don't.
true fact.
I don't look at
It's
it
a
as
part
like
of who
chore.
you are.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I really enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
You know, and like that's why I ultimately admire and love the things that you guys do because it's who I am. You know,
Right.
Yeah, it's cool
Now
to see.
you said earlier how you were bouncing around, living with your aunt, whatever, here and there.
Mhm.
Do you feel like having this structure now with your job, with the photography, with your weight training, you feel that played a huge role in your mental mindset?
In the sense of like where I'm at now.
Yeah. Whereas when you were younger,
Yeah,
it was
man.
sporadic.
Yo, but that's why I mentioned having the relationship that I do now with my mom. Like that, I felt like that was a big void because I ultimately, man, I disgraced my mom and my father's name with the things that I've done. You know, so like being able to understand and put myself in their shoes and looking like they gave me a great life when I was young. I had no business doing what I did. You know,
Mhm.
but ultimately that's what happened. So like having that structure of the family sense and like being grounded with who I am today and like understanding love and family and peace and all that stuff, it makes those things that you just said a lot easier to go and do, you know? Like I used to be like to look back, like I was telling Pierre, like I can only look back and connect the dots, like why things happen the way they do. I can't
Right.
look forward and be like, all right, this is gonna happen and this is why it's gonna happen. It doesn't work like that. So That's the only time I really look back is to like, this is my first time really opening up and talking about this. You know, I never, people know me, but like they don't really know. They see the highlights on Instagram, they see the fitness videos, whatever, like it all looks good, but they ultimately didn't know what kind of led me to be there in that spot. And so when I look back on everything, it's like, damn, it could have went a lot worse, you know, but I was really fortunate for that to connect the dots. So all that really just put me in grounds of like the structure and discipline I needed, bro. You know what I mean? It made me value like a loving home, and it made me value a roof over my head. It made me value feeling like, all right, this is where I live. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate moving, bro. I hate moving, bro. Yeah. Go ahead.
So the structure with mom and dad is better now?
100%.
Okay.
100%. You know, I feel like, you know, I just ultimately want to make them proud after everything. You know, and the way I want to make them proud is just be a great person.
Yes, sir.
It ain't about no money or status or this or that. I'm sure my dad's thrilled that I'm in shape or whatever as just like a man, as a male. But like, bro, I just want them to know that they got a good son, you know, that he just wants the best for everybody. And he cares about his family. You know what I mean? That like as a parent, that's what I would want my kid to be, you know? So I try to think about that. Like, who would I want my son to be? And that's who I'm going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they watching.
Yo, I know. I know.
They're watching.
And yo, I'm blessed because like, yo, it was a lot of tough love involved, but like I wouldn't want it any other way. It wasn't like, oh, everything's going to be all right. It was like, all right, bet.
You got to figure it out.
Go ahead. Yeah, go do your thing now.
Yeah.
I got another question. So when someone asks me, like, what's some of the traits I love about myself, one of the main things is how I try to be intentional with everything. And I think my awareness of what's happening, why it's happening, why do I think this way? If Alex or Ross come to me with something, me being able to think about what I'm going to say and just total awareness of what's happening, why it's happening, that's not something that people grow up with. That's something that people learn. I had a traumatic experience that I feel like unlocked that and made that come at a young age. Alex and Ross are on the same page. Do you think what the trouble you got in, is that what unlocked it, or it's something else that unlocked that?
I think over time, yeah, I think it made me embrace my authenticity. Because like I said, leaning back onto like the high school days, like trying to be someone who I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Acting like being a fraud about it, you know, like made me really realize like I love who I am deep down. I didn't have to do or prove anything to anybody. So like, I think that's what unlocked it, is just like feeling ashamed of the mistakes that I made trying to be something that I'm not. You know what I mean? So that's when I was just like, all right, it's cool to just be you, bro. You don't gotta be this or that. You don't gotta like impress nobody. You don't gotta do nothing. You don't gotta be a tough guy. You don't got, nah, bro. Like it's beautiful being you. That's where the respect is. You know, like, I respect someone that totally embraces who they are, their flaws, their mistakes. There's no, I don't portray no perfect image, you know? Like, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to embarrass yourself. It's okay to slip and fall. I could fall back in this chair right now. I get up, like, laugh with you guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, and to be able, that's real power. That's real confidence. And vulnerability too, to be able to like open up and like talk about your weaknesses and not have to hide them for the world. And, you know, the biggest like turning point was like, stop caring what people think.
That's huge.
Like everybody says it, bro. I don't care what nobody thinks. That's the biggest lie I told, bro. You know, everybody does.
If you
care.
have to say that, you don't believe it.
Yeah, you know when someone don't care. You know what I'm saying?
People that live that life.
You just know that they don't give a damn what you thinking about them. And that's like a superpower to me, man. And that's what holds people back mostly is, you know, the fear of what people think. You know, especially when it comes to like the social media age. It's like everybody's so worried. Like even with sports and stuff, like kids are like scared to get dunked on because they're scared that they're gonna go viral on social media and stuff. You know, like
it is what it is.
You know, it is what it is.
That's the biggest thing. We can tie into that too. We deal with that probably every single day. Like the new thing, I'm not sure about anywhere else, but in Fairfield County is like, if you're doing things to make you a better athlete, like the kids are gonna say what?
They're gonna make fun of you, lame. You try hard.
You're trying
too hard. You want to be a coach.
I never understood that.
That's
right?
new.
Like,
we just heard that not too long ago.
So it's cool.
It's cool to just be lazy.
It's cool.
Apparently, it's cool to be lazy and be the clown.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You have to be mid. You got to be the mid person.
Yeah, I hate all
You can't try too hard.
Like,
what the hell is that?
It just doesn't make sense to me.
These
so like,
kids wouldn't last when we played.
Bro, have you seen like a high school roster and like football? Like these kids look like 8th graders, bro.
Yeah.
Like even like, you know, I'm sure you go back in your yearbook, you look at some of the, I seen that you post a picture with your shirt off the afro. You was built. He was built.
But these kids aren't even close to that.
No, not even
Not
close,
even
bro.
close,
They're
yo.
very small. Middle school is nuts. I opened up my dad's yearbook not too long ago. This is some grown ass men running around
Right.
hitting each other.
It's very different.
And it's very different. And
Yeah.
it's like, ultimately, I'm sure it's like, the processed food and whatnot. We're
Yeah.
all aware of that. But
Yeah.
like at the same time, it's the mindset.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's like, these kids ain't even outside no more, bro.
Mm-mm.
That's why we doing the pickup on Saturdays. It's been beautiful. It's like, bro, kids aren't even out like working on their craft. If
Yeah.
they're not at practice with their coach, it's like they're
They're
on the
sitting
game,
inside.
in the
Yeah.
game on the phone, or like not doing anything productive, getting to the
Yep.
next level. And it's like they probably cultivate that mindset where it's like, we're just gonna chill. Like my boy's son told me the other day he wanted to be a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? Like that's nuts for a
That's
10
the
or 11
mindset.
year old
Yeah.
to say that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
At 10 years old to be saying that.
It's nuts.
Well,
That's
you got
crazy.
that kid that's what, 8 years old, and he does the toys, and he makes
Yo.
like $2 million a year
Makes a lot
just
more
by
than me, bro.
trying
Opening
toys out
Yeah,
at 8
bro.
years old.
And God bless. I
That's
ain't hating
amazing,
on-
yes.
Yeah.
But the thought process
Yeah.
that
you want to be an athlete.
kids
then
want to
you
do
yeah,
that
throw
before,
that to the side. Yeah.
let me be a rapper, let me be a singer, let me be a mathematician, let me be an astronaut.
Yeah.
They're not thinking that anymore.
Nah.
It's let me be a YouTuber or someone that goes
TikTok
viral.
dancer. Yeah, bro. It's
gamer.
actually crazy.
Different
man.
world we live
It
in
is,
right now.
bro. It is. But that's what's the beauty of like when you get your hands on a kid that was raised in a house that like kind of structures them like the old school way. It's like night and day, bro.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
night-
easy.
They run the other kids over, bro. It's
Mhm.
like not even a competition. But
Not
it's
even.
rare these days, you
Mhm.
know? Like we had a handful of kids that came to One Up, and one of them's playing at ASU, Sun Devils, one's at Maryland. And even watching Jalen Brown. You guys seen him?
Yeah, Norwalk.
Yo, and not only is he such a stellar athlete, he's such a great kid.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just so noticeable. Whenever he came to One Up and stuff, dude, he's there, he's listening, he's present, he's not messing around, he's taking it serious, 100% on every drill. And now look at him. You know what I'm saying? And it's just it's night and day.
You get it.
You know, shout out
people
Jalen.
gotta
Keep
see that.
going, bro. I'm super proud.
People gotta see that. Like I never met him or anything, but from what you're saying, being intentional in practice,
Yeah.
it correlates to the game and
Mhm.
beyond. If
100%.
you're not,
My
Makes
pops
the game
always
that
told
much
me,
easier.
man, practice like you play. It's cliche,
That's it.
but it's true. If you're not going every rep 100%, you just practicing bad habits. You practicing your subconsciously. Your mind's not, when you get into the game setting, it's like, all right, well, I'm used to doing it at half-ass speed. So you're not
That's it.
ultimately not bringing
Yep.
everything
You don't
got,
know how to
bro.
do it
at
You're not
full speed.
pushing yourself to
It's
the
too
next
late.
level. You
Way
know?
too late.
Speaking about coaches, you spoke about Coach Kel.
Yeah,
We
shout
all-
out Coach Kel.
Coach
man.
Kel,
Yeah.
one of the best coaches
Yo,
people
dude,
know.
for real, man, for real.
So there's a story floating out there that Coach Kel told you made FCAC.
Oh man, yo, bro, this is crazy.
Yo.
You know what's funny? Is like I was thinking to myself, I was like, I gotta go tell this story because I didn't think people knew about this. I told one person, Brandon knew, but yo, Coach Cal's is sick, man.
Explain the story,
Yo,
please.
bro. All right, so it was baseball season. I had a pretty decent baseball season, nothing crazy. I was coming home. I lost a year of playing baseball junior year. That's when I had a really solid sophomore year for West Hill. Well, right before baseball season, in the middle of basketball season, is when I got in trouble and went away. And so I missed that whole year of live baseball. Came back out senior year, got right to it. Another story too that I was thinking about when I was thinking about the podcast was I had a private tryout with Coach Mo a week before school started for basketball.
Mhm.
I just had came home. It was like a week I've been home. My dad knows Mo. And I was able to go, shoot around and get a little private workout before the school year started with Coach Mo. And man, I shit the bed, bro. Bad. But like at the same
There was
time,
a lot of
I
pressure?
wasn't active, bro.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
my
You
muscles,
just went from
I was sitting around all day,
All
every
day,
day
yeah.
to coming out trying to go full speed in a basketball court. And I was cramping up and stuff, and that shit blew my confidence, bro. I was coming into senior year, he already had his varsity starters. Bro, I didn't even try out.
Yeah.
I didn't even try out after that.
you should
I
have still tried.
I
out,
should have.
but,
Oh
yeah.
man, I kicked myself
Definitely shouldn't have done
100%, bro. All I needed to do was get my rhythm back.
That's
but
it.
like, bro, that's
Mentally.
that's when I started to understand the level of confidence and like looking back on that, how important it is, confidence and self belief.
Mhm.
And like, even though all right, today was bad, like we gonna work and make tomorrow better. But
That's it.
Coach Cal, yeah. So I had a pretty decent baseball year. A couple home runs, a handful of RBIs. Not all FCAC, not all state or nothing, but like I think I was in the talks for like all central, something like that, which is minuscule, whatever.
Mhm.
But like anything, I was just happy to play, bro.
Yeah,
right.
I'm
Yep.
back on the field. West Hill was telling me that they're not even gonna let me play.
Right.
I'm out there with like I said, an ankle bracelet on at third base. People don't even know that, So I was with Brandon, a couple of my boys, a lot of the guys on the team, we grew up playing together. So we had like our youth team at the senior level, which was awesome. Like, I wouldn't give up for nothing. But yeah, Coach Kel, it was the end of the season. Awards were coming around. I had him for English class. And he came and he was like, yeah, yo, you got selected all central. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, like, that's what's up. Bet. Bet. We lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, we lit. I was like, all right, bet. So, bro, man, I'll never forget this shit, bro. I show up and like everybody checking in, this and that. I go over to the list and like, oh shit, my name not on the list, bro. So I said, yo, yeah, my name's not on the list. She was just like, I don't know. I'm looking at Brandon. I'm like, yo, my name's not on the list, bro. B-Whitey is like, I don't know. I was just like,
he's like, what's up?
But like, you know that gut feeling, like you know when time. I'm like, bro, I didn't make it. Cal's just set me up, yo.
To set it up.
Cal
You
set me up.
went to the FCA
I went to the photo shoot.
You
bro.
get a photo shoot, and you
I went
pose,
to the photo shoot. I went into the pic. I said, bro, I'm taking this picture, bro. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm just throw me in here, bro. You know what I'm saying? And Coach
Cal you did him dirty, yo.
But like, I think that's how much he just wanted me to be happy. I don't know what he was thinking. He set me up for failure.
You got 24 hours to respond.
Yo. I need an explanation for that too, Kel. That was wild. I was
no list, yo.
I was embarrassed, bro. I was embarrassed, and me and Brandon to this day laugh, bro. Brandon loved.
How you think I
loves that? How you think I know about that? I'm sure
I talked to him.
Yo, he loves that story. But yo, at the same time, bro, like I ain't even mad at Kel's, bro, because it'd be English class 7th period. Bro, I have a test. Not that his tests were hard or anything, bro. He'd walk around, he'd be like,
come on.
That's the answer right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he loved his baseball guys, man. He did. And like I said, he embraced me like I never met him before, you know? So going in senior year, I think he knew that I was pretty decent. He loved me, man. He took me in. I'd go, he'd make me English muffins and peanut butter in the morning with milk. And he's just like, yo, it was like I knew the dude my whole life. And that's where
Coach Cal, though.
He's a player's coach, man. He's player's coach, bro. He cares about the kids and he just wants you. He's a great dude, man. And that's a funny story.
I had Coach Cal too, and he would come around, he'll look at your paper during test, he'll be like, and then he'll walk off, he'll be like, damn.
No, bro, he was great.
Lewis started erasing.
Yo, in all my years of school, he's got to be one of my favorite teachers, hands down.
Yeah.
Just for who he was, man. I didn't learn a damn thing in his class, but he was a good dude, bro. He was a good dude.
Cal's the man.
Yeah, that's good
it's
stuff.
about that time.
It's that
We
time.
got questions, we need answers.
We need them.
I'm spitting off some questions.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Well, we talked a lot about this, but something that we haven't heard, if you can go back and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
That's tough. Just because there's so much, you know. But if there was one thing, it would be just be around good people. You know, listen, learn, be a student. You don't gotta be the best student in class, but be a student's life. Like listen, understand who a good person is and who a bad person is, and stay around the good people and listen to the people that care about you. That like your parents, your coaches, you know, maybe family and friends. Like listen to the people that want the best for you, and you'll know. You know what I'm saying? So between that and just stay in the gym, straight up. Like that's what I would give the advice to.
What's one common myth surrounded with your job?
One common myth about my job. I don't know. Maybe that garbage, I don't know, maybe that garbage doesn't stink in the wintertime. That should be booming, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
It's all around.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy. It's a dirty job, man. Like, I see some stuff. But one ultimate common myth is that, that it gets easier to wake up over time at the job. It never gets easy, man. That alarm clock goes off at 3:30 every morning. It's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? We up at it. It never gets easier. I mean, your body might get a little bit more habitual with it, but like your mind is like, dog, I want to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yourself, basketball versus DOS. Who's winning?
This is a debate, and me and Brandon, we talk about this. We actually had this debate at one of the pickups. I'm gonna give him buckets. He's gonna give me buckets. You know, I love Brandon. He's my brother. Like for real. We've been competing against each other with love like our whole life. It's never been like weird, awkward tension. We don't try to outshine each other. We don't try to like one up each other. But I'm not gonna say anybody better than me. You know, and he's gonna do the same. You know what I'm saying?
That's all that matters.
I'm gonna give him buckets. He's gonna give me some buckets.
You getting the dub.
I'm getting the dub. Okay. Yeah, come on, B, what you expect?
You got 24 hours.
You better respond. You better respond.
He's gonna come back with the same, but like the way he's like a Steph Curry type, and I'm more of like a Klay Thompson type. So our play styles are a little bit different, but like he checks up. He knows I'm bringing it. You know, like we've played one-on-one before. We've went at it, and it's I'm actually lucky and blessed to have a friend that iron sharpens iron. You know, like he's someone that I could call with any kind of news. Like, bro, we talk on the phone every day. Yeah. We're like each other's therapists, and I think it's important to have people around you like that you could open up and be vulnerable with and like not have to worry about no judgment or nothing. And, meeting him, I was telling Pierre, I met him when I was, 5th, 6th grade, maybe a little bit younger on the baseball field competing. I was like, oh, this dude's nice. I knew I was nice. So I was like, he actually pitched a no-hitter against us. This is a true story too, Northrop Literary. He pitched a no-hitter against us. We won 1-0 on a suicide squeeze. And then we became friends after that day. But like, bro, we had so many similarities within each other that it's funny that people can notice it and try to like, see, put us against, challenge each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love
it, bro. We love it.
It's constant competition.
Yeah, I love it. I see it all the time. I was like, who's the best athlete out of you guys? Everybody's gonna say me.
Come on, it's your boy.
But who on the court? Me.
On the court, me.
Yeah.
That ain't doing it.
I'm not gonna give my opinion because I don't know. I didn't see you guys play enough.
On the court, me, fellas.
Let's ask Mo.
Let's ask him. Well, we don't need to ask Mo. Playing against each other.
Yeah, I missed them flag days though. Because I was trying to think about when I met you guys, and I think it was the Sono Fieldhouse. And
I feel like we met you before that.
I met you before that, but playing wise, like
probably.
Being I
felt like playing. Maybe you guys can correct me if I was wrong, but I thought after playing flag with you guys is when you kind of were like, yo, because I remember you pulled me aside one day.
Yeah, I remember.
And he was like, yo, if you want to like, try and get to a JUCO or something, like we'll figure it out.
It might have been that.
Yeah.
I think I know about you beforehand.
When we were playing back, we did a couple pickups, right?
No, that was after.
That was
at the Waterside over here, right? Or the Waterside school?
Yeah, but I think you're talking about Blue Street.
He never. Brandon came to the Blue Street.
It was after the fact. I think you came to Blue Street one time maybe, but it was later on.
Yeah.
After we already
but and I commend you for letting me come and work out there because like that's when I was like still a little bit getting out of my trouble.
Yeah.
But like, bro, Alex would be like, yeah, pull up, come work out, whatever. I'd get off the garbage truck, go right over to Chelsea Piers. I had my backpack.
That's what it was.
Bro, I'm walking in. I didn't know who, bro. Medikevich was there, defensive player of the year, D1 national level.
And I had him jump in with him.
I'm sitting there working out with him, and I thought
he had no idea.
I had no idea, and then Austin, like I'm working out with like professional players. You were at the Canadian, you were trying out for the Canadian League, so you were on your. Remember that video I sent you recently?
Yep.
You can't even see my face because of how old and grainy it was.
You was over there.
You had me doing this.
Video of the workout?
Yeah.
He sent it to me. I'll send it to you.
Bro, and it's like videotaped on probably like, it looks like it's videotaped on a Nextel, dog. Like you can't even see the quality. It's messed up.
I don't know what it was. It was
old. Doing that speed drill and I looked like shit, but I was giving and
he was trying, yo.
I remember leaving that workout, calling my dad, like, yo, Dad, I just worked out with the defensive player of the year. He told me that Derrick Henry was the hardest dude he had to tackle. And like as a kid, I thought it was dope, man, because I was like the inner child of me that like admired, playing at the next level. I thought it was always so cool. And I remember he's like, oh, so where'd you play? I was like, dog, I take out garbage. Straight up. But it wasn't nothing to be ashamed of, bro. At the time, I was just happy and blessed to be working out with you guys. For real.
He wanted to work out.
All these years later, it's still really vivid in my mind because of how much it meant to me at that time.
But that's us.
Yeah.
Our goal isn't to just, it's not about finances.
Nah.
It's about giving people opportunity to be something different, but be themselves at the same time. Like, you had no idea you was working out with Tyler like that. You had no idea who Tyler was. He had no. But Tyler, again, is one of those people too. He's not like, nah, I ain't working out with them.
Yeah.
He worked out.
I was throwing passes to him.
Yeah,
like,
he was having fun.
That was something I'd always love to do. Was like, bro, how many times we went out to rip and we were laced up. I remember you brought one quarterback that I was slinging bombs one day. I don't even know.
Who was it?
Sutter. setter.
Oh man,
Bro, he got a rocket on.
Yo,
And I remember
to
he used
this
to he would just be like, go. And like
Yeah.
me, I just love catching footballs,
But
bro.
he was throwing.
he throws.
But like,
hard,
he was
I
throwing,
remember
he was
that
throwing
day.
some bombs out there.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
even like, I love that. I love that.
But
you know
that's
what I'm
what we
saying?
do, and
Just
that's how it
genuine.
works.
Yeah, it was genuine. It was awesome, and I always look forward to it. And I remember you tried to kill me with them damn bear crawls. Remember, we did a circuit, bro. Remember the back steps and
They're
the
going,
bullshit?
going down.
Yo, dog.
Creatures.
Creatures.
Bro,
We call them creatures.
They should be
We
death
can't, even,
sentences.
we can't even do those anymore.
Trust
we got
me,
them
we
bros
got
back.
stairs. We're bringing that
so
back.
it's like you bear crawled down the stairs, which was straight. Wasn't
Backwards,
too crazy.
boy.
Yeah.
What?
I
Then he
didn't
said you gotta
explain. I
reverse
said, now
up.
you got to come up backwards. And
Bro,
Phil
my-
looked at me like, what?
Bro, my arms. I remember like that was the one workout where I thought
Well, we did bench.
I
We
was
paired bench
really
with
about
that.
to hurt myself. I'm like, yo, this is not safe, dog.
Nah.
Creatures,
But like,
boy,
I
I
loved
forgot
it.
about
Like,
that.
these dudes taught me like
We
what a real
built different.
workout
Yeah,
was.
we
you know,
built
like I
different.
always had my own little thing, but nobody pushed me at that point like you did in the gym. Like I remember we sit in that hot tub, and I was ready to puke, man, like puke, and nobody brought me to that level, you know, because I'll
Yeah,
bring it, but
dudes
like,
was hurt.
but that's when I knew, like, yeah, these guys, this is it. You know, this is who I want to be around, working
Yeah.
out with and stuff. And it kills me that I haven't been here working out and stuff because I know, you know, the scheduling's tough and whatnot.
We here,
but
man.
I have
We
to.
always
I have
here.
to.
We
It
here.
kills me. You know, I got my stuff. I got a handful of gear. I try to
We
support
here.
in most ways, but like, I do miss those workouts.
We
and
get
we
back
have
to it.
fun, bro. We worked hard and had fun. So that's a beautiful mix, bro, for real.
Next question. What is your biggest fear?
Not living up to my potential, man. Just be like, you know, just my biggest fear is just, letting myself down and the people around me. You know, there's no external fears. I'm not scared of anything on the outside.
Mhm.
Scared of just not doing, letting God down. You know,
Right.
that's my biggest fear, for sure.
When it's all said and done, how do you want the folks out there to remember Phil?
Just a good dude, man. I want my funeral packed. I want my wake packed. I want everybody to know that they lost a good dude that was genuine, wanted the best for everybody. I didn't put no labels on nothing. It ain't about like I'm the type of dude that'll treat the janitor like I'll treat the president.
Yep.
You can sit me down with anybody. I don't care what you got, what you do,
Yep.
what your status, where you been, who you know. Like that's all cool and all. Don't get me wrong. Like, no doubt.
Yeah.
But my respect really comes from the intangibles,
Yep.
like how you treat people, and that's what I want to be remembered of. I don't care how much money I make or what I do in life, but
Yep.
like I want to be remembered for like being genuine, authentic, and helping people for sure.
Yep.
You
Number
know,
one.
Good
Mhm.
memories, man.
yeah, that's what I would want to be remembered for.
Brandon had a question. He wanted to know if sports are rigged.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Yo, download FanDuel, throw a couple dollars and pay attention, man.
Okay.
Yo,
Think
what
of-
about that big ass contract you signed? Did you read every fine print?
Listen, my agent did, and I ain't see a lot of that money. That's all I know.
That's another
That's
episode.
another
We gotta talk
episode.
about that.
Yeah,
Read your
yo.
That's what we need to talk about.
Bro, I heard them contracts. I heard there's
I
a lot
got
of
it. I can go
pages.
over it. We can go over it right now. I
You
got my
still
full
has it.
contract,
Man,
and
listen,
there's some things in
Lot of
there.
little fine print.
There's little
Yeah.
tiny pieces that say
you
things.
heard it here, bro. Like he done. Yeah, I don't know, man.
There's
that
tiny
shit is
things in there.
spooky,
You gotta
dog.
look at it.
Brandon sent me that, and he was like, "Yo," he goes on in about that. I'm like, "You talking to somebody that I'm right there with him."
Yo,
you
bro,
talking
That's a
to
fact.
the wrong
Yo,
dude.
like, yo, realize,
You don't think the Super
realize,
Bowl
like,
was rigged?
Come on, bro.
Come on,
I took
let's
them
not-
down 10-0 because I knew he was coming back, bro. What? Come on, man. That's
Rigged.
yo,
Come on, we
I
don't-
think he's going for the 3-peat because it's never been done. All that money the Chiefs generated,
Yeah,
Taylor
boy.
Swift, this and that is disgusting.
Boy,
bro.
That's
That
a
shit
whole
makes me
nother.
sick, bro.
We gotta
That's-
talk
All
about
right, can I
that.
be honest? Yo, you guys think she I know that. I don't care how much money she
He's
makes.
still going up. Hey, Brandon, we on the same page with that one.
That's a true fact.
Let the people know how they can follow you. Your,
Yeah, you can
your
find me.
different pages and
You can
everything.
find me on Instagram at realphilly_, or you could go Frames by Philly. That's the photography and videography page. And yeah, those are the only two socials I do. I don't do the TikTok or
That's
nothing
it.
like that. I enjoy Instagram, you know.
That's it. Instagram.
So yeah, at realphilly_ and at Frames by Philly for sure. Come check it out.
That's it.
Yo, appreciate
We
you
appreciate
coming.
you,
We
dog.
appreciate you
Big dog.
talking about
Yeah,
stuff
nah,
that
for sure.
are
Sharing
uncomfortable.
your story, man.
Yeah, this
Appreciate
is my
it, man.
first time, so I appreciate you guys giving me the platform and opportunity to
That's
do it.
it.
You know, for real.
That's
I was
it.
a little
That's it.
nervous thinking about it. I called me away a couple times. I was like, yo, I was nervous, bro. Like I was thinking too much about it.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to start flowing for sure.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Why,
man.
was I nervous during the interview?
Yeah,
Nope.
it's-
Perfect. You was good.
it worked
Nah,
out.
it was
Nah, be honest. Be honest.
No, you
it was
weren't.
genuine.
Yeah,
Pierre, what you think?
It was
Oh,
genuine.
man.
It was
He
genuine.
being nice. He being nice.
It's not like rehearsed. You don't want it to be rehearsed. You
Nah.
want it to be like
yeah,
nah,
for
it
sure.
was- it was
Definitely.
you.
This is my first time doing a podcast too. You know,
Yeah.
like I could have a great talk with you guys in the corner. But once the lights and cameras on, I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's a little
shit.
different.
You know what I'm saying? It's a little
Nah,
different.
we
It's
used to.
different.
We don't even think about the cameras
Nah, yeah,
anymore.
you guys, yeah, for
But-
sure. Repetition. That's it.
We
Yeah.
just ideally want the world to know your story. Again, so many people know us,
Yeah.
but they don't. But
Yeah.
now they hear the things that we've gone through, and it makes sense. Again,
100%.
connecting the dots.
Yeah.
Like the three of us been through some traumatic shit,
Yeah,
and it brought us closer.
you got to.
Same thing with you. You've been through some stuff, but I'm sure people don't know that side.
Right.
Now it's your time to show
now,
it.
now stuff that you put out too, all the content you put out, they'll understand like, oh, that's
The
why he's doing
motivation.
this. Yeah, that's why.
That's why we want to get people on this show, just to showcase their story.
Facts.
And it goes back to XenHouse, friendly to strangers.
Yeah.
To them, they think they know you, but essentially you're a stranger. Now we combine
You
the two.
put a little bit more character on me. Yeah,
That's-
for
that's
sure,
what
bro.
Spice.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
a little something,
episode
something.
62.
62.
Shout out to Phil for coming through. We signing
Appreciate
out of
you
here.
We out.
Peace.
Paid.
XenHouse, yeah. XenHouse, yeah.